Very welcome to my studio here in Waldkirch-Kollnau, which is a small village nearby Freiburg. This is where I live and work, and I'm also an educator. I teach painting at the Academy of Fine Arts in Nuremberg. Currently I'm working on a new group of paintings, which consists of several canvases I'm working on simultaneously. This is a method I developed over the years to try out different things in different canvases under a kind of umbrella theme. I think it's very important to relate in the paintings to a color space which is reflecting our times. So many of my pigments are synthetically produced, so they are not kind of the classical pigments, but pigments which have been developed over the last 20-30 years, which reflect colors which we see in everyday life, but which I think are important to be in my paintings as well, to connect on an unconscious level of communication between the painting and the observer. I think painting is a very good medium to explore these kind of also surreal or Dadaistic or futuristic things which are in my mind and which are not linear. They're really, things are, in an artist's mind, things really go up and down, and they are not necessarily in a very linear way. I do try to combine humor, sincerity, history of painting, but also the joy of being a painter and creating something which can have an impact or an impression. And I don't want to have that in one direction. I would like to have it in multiple directions. And that is all drawn from reality, from computer animation as much as cartoons or manga and children's toys. So I really like to combine these things in a painting, to have it as a vivid medium which can also speak to different audiences. I'm really interested to have children like my work as much as adults, old people, everyone is invited to see and to kind of enjoy the work, or not to. I regard art history as a mainly male-dominated atmosphere or orbit, if you want, if it's in history or if it's the current situation. And I think it plays an important role for me to make my point in reinterpreting existing themes, but also looking into the future, what could be my particular view and my treatment of objects in my painting as a woman. I mean, I think this has become much clearer to me than maybe years ago, where I was occupied with the idea of looking at history from a female point of view. But now I think it's really also a task I have to fulfill in my paintings. So, and that really is something which is related to the process of painting. This doesn't come just by accident. This is something which I think I have to develop over the years, and I come to forms and to aesthetic formulas which were not there 10-15 years ago, but now I think it's really very important to me. And it's a family which also goes through ups and downs, which has failures, which is not successful, which is successful, which has certain atmosphere, certain emotions, which are reflected in the choice of color, in darkness, in subdued, in opaque tones, as much as it can be very vivid and bright and super optimistic. So I think all of that is a mirror of what happens to me personally, and I'm convinced that even though this is a very small, very subjective detail, it will speak in one way or the other to my audience, which I hopefully can address with these obvious and not so obvious qualities.